Hey guys, my name is Em and welcome back to a brand new weekly reading vlog. I am so excited about this weekly reading vlog because I do want to read a lot this week and I have some exciting plans as well. But also this is the first vlog of 2024, which is just so exciting. I am so excited for the new year. I'm so excited for 2024. It's just that like excitement of like new beginnings and like new experiences, and just it's so exciting because if I think back of like January 2023 to like now, my life's completely different. I'm completely different. I've experienced so many amazing things and I cannot wait to read so many books in 2024. Like I literally could find new favorite books this year, and all of the amazing books that I'm going to read, movies that I'm going to see, memories that I'm going to make, friends that I'm going to make. Like it's just so exciting and I just love New Year's for that. Also, if you can hear in my voice, I am quite sick, so this vlog will probably be quite chill because I don't think I will be doing that much. But that's honestly perfect because that means that I've literally just been staying in my bed and reading for the past couple of days, which is exactly what I need to do for a reading vlog, you know? One of my goals for 2024, probably like the main goal, honestly, like bookish goal, is to get back into reading and get back into like books as a hobby, because I feel like last year, because I had my leaving cert in June, up to that point I wasn't reading, I wasn't engaging in booktube, I wasn't into anything bookish because I didn't have the time. And then after June I was kind of like, well, we're halfway through the year, I don't really want to get into it now, like I just don't really have the energy. And then I just kind of like ended up not really reading anything, not really doing anything bookish last year at all. I did still read like 48 books, like I'm not saying I didn't read it all last year, I did. I don't know, I didn't feel part of the book community last year as much as I wanted to be and as much as I had been previous years. So that is my goal for this year, is to like enjoy reading again and like get through like multiple books a week like I used to, if possible. Obviously that's not going to be possible every week because I am doing a lot more and that's something that I want to get into as well, but I want to like get back into enjoying reading and like having it as a hobby and like reading on my lunch breaks, reading on my time off, reading before bed, like just like getting back into the habit and the routine of reading. So that's something that I definitely want to focus on this year. Also bullet journaling. I used to love bullet journaling so much, and last year I did not even start a journal, which is so sad because I always love to look back on them and like see my year in journal pages. Like that's so exciting. So I definitely want to start my bullet journal for this year. I will be putting it into whatever vlogs that I decide to do it on. But yeah, I'm honestly really excited and I have that like new year motivation. Also, this is my last teenage year. Like this is my last year of being a teenager. I literally turn 20 next year, which seems like such a serious age. I don't know, like I know 20 is still very young, but it seems like a serious age, and I want to make the most of 19. Like I want to make the most of my last teenage year and experience things and do things and go to things and just live life to the fullest, honestly, which I am very excited to do, and I'm very excited to take you along with me. Another one of my goals is to do consistent vlogging. I do want to do like a weekly reading vlog every week or like other kind of vlogs and stuff, but also I don't want to like feel pressure to do vlogs. Like I kind of want to do vlogs that like obviously are centered around reading because this is a booktube channel and I do always want to talk about books, but like also I want to show you like other things that I'm doing, like if I'm going to a concert, if I'm going away on a trip, if I'm like meeting up with friends for lunch or like something. Like I kind of want to incorporate that into my vlogs as well. I don't know if you guys want to see that or not, but I really like in vlogs when people like show bits of their lives. And like I was thinking about this the other day, but like when I started my booktube channel I was 15 and we had just gone into lockdown. Like I had nothing going on in my life apart from reading and books. I wasn't in school, I didn't have a job, I wasn't going out, I wasn't like going to things, and booktube was such a safe space for me and like it was such a hobby for me. So I need to learn to balance booktube because I still really enjoy doing it, but also incorporate like my new routine, which is like working, going out with friends, meeting up with people, going to concerts, going on trips, things like that. Like I want to be able to find a balance between the two of those things. So yeah, I'm very excited for this new year of vlogs and I hope that you enjoy my booktube content in 2024, because also like as much as I'm making these vlogs for you to watch, it also is so lovely to be able to look back on and like see my life and like have my teenage years literally recorded on film. Like it's kind of crazy, but like sometimes I will look back at my old videos from when I was like 16 or 17 and I'll just like watch them and I'll remember what I was doing at that time, what was happening at that time, what I was reading at that time. It's crazy, honestly, and it's crazy how like nothing seems like it's changing, and then you look back and you're like, whoa, like everything was so different. All for the better, by the way, all for the better. But yeah, that is just basically my goal for 2024, is to do consistent vlogs and have a record of my last teenage year through books, of course, primarily, but also just through other things. And I feel like we've come so far together that hopefully you guys actually do care about my life outside of books as well, because I definitely care about people's lives in vlogs. So anyways, doesn't even matter because I'm gonna make the content that I'm gonna make anyways. But that is just the update that I wanted to give. Now let's get back into the bookish content because I have done enough rambling. So let's talk books, let's talk Goodreads goals, let's talk everything like that. So I've set my Goodreads goal for 75 books this year. Yes, I set it for way higher than last year when I didn't even achieve the goal last year. I set my goal for 50 books last year and I ended up reading 48, so I literally didn't even achieve my goal last year. But this year I've set it for 75 because I feel like I can achieve it. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I wanted to read 75 books this year. If I could read more than that, amazing. If I don't read that many books, it's not the end of the world. It is a Goodreads goal. It is made up by me. It is not that deep because primarily I do want to enjoy the books that I'm reading. And like last year, even though I read the least amount of books that I think I've ever read, I found so many new favorites. And like when I think back of the books that I read last year, I remember all of them and I remember loving them, and like some of them literally changed my life with how much I loved them. So definitely still continuing quality over quantity in 2024 for my reading. But yeah, my goal is 75 books. Very excited to try and achieve that. But also I have finished my first book of the year. I finished my first book of the year last night and I didn't give you any updates when I finished it because it was like 1 AM and I was in bed and I was like, I am not starting the vlog like this. Finish a book and I'm going to tell you about it really quickly. So my first book of 2024 was Bloody Heart by Sophie Lark. This is book 4 in the Brutal Birthright series, and also I read it on my new Kindle, which I don't know if you have seen yet, but I did get a new Kindle for Christmas. I will also be like buying a cover for it and stickers for it, and I will be decorating it, and I will definitely show you that in either a vlog or a dedicated video. Not sure yet. I just love my new Kindle so much. But anyways, I read my first book of the year on my new Kindle and it was okay. It was only okay. As I said, this is book 4 in the Brutal Birthright series. I adored the first 2. The third one was actually quite bad and this one was just like moderately okay. I suppose part of the reason that I didn't like it was probably down to me because I did drag this book out over like, honestly, like over a month or like nearly 2 months, honestly. But also if I was loving it, I wouldn't have dragged it out over 2 months. So I don't know how much of it is the book and how much of it is just my reading. It's honestly hard to even pinpoint what I didn't like about this book because it was good and I did find myself like enjoying it while I was reading it, but I just didn't really have any like motivation to pick it up, or I didn't kind of think about finishing it when I wasn't reading it. Do you know what I mean? I don't actually think the trope in this book is a spoiler because I do think it says it on the back, but I'm not going to say it just in case because I didn't know it going into the book and I feel like it made it more enjoyable that I didn't know it going in. But basically this book is set in 2 timelines. One of them is present day and then one of them is 10 years previous, when our 2 main characters fall in love and then something happens and then they don't speak for 9 years, and then like the second half of the book is when they see each other again after the 9 years of like not speaking or whatever, and there's a very big secret between the 2 of them. And I feel like that trope is just not enjoyable because it is just filled with miscommunication, and miscommunication is literally my least favorite trope. But like that whole situation is literally just miscommunication because it's like if you literally wanted to tell someone something for 9 fucking years, you could like make it make sense. Like you could. A simple text, a simple phone call, anything would suffice. But like there's no reason to drag this out for like a fucking decade. Like it's just silly. And then you just know that when it eventually gets revealed that there's going to be a big conflict, there's going to be a big argument, there's going to be a big like 3rd act breakup, and I just hate that. And I also hate the anticipation of that you know it's coming. And yeah, I think that's honestly the only thing that I didn't like about this book. And it's not even that it was done badly. Like in the grand scheme of things, like it was actually done quite well and it didn't aggravate me as much as I thought it would. But I think that's why I put off finishing it for so long, because I was like scared of how it would be dealt with and scared of like how it was going to play out. Also, I feel like the whole second half of the book was so predictable, like so predictable. I knew what was going to happen and it did, and I was not wrong. I feel like I am being too harsh though, because it actually was good and it was enjoyable, so I'm honestly between giving this a 3.5 or a 4 star, which is still like a good rating. Like, do not get me wrong, it's a good rating. It's just like, I think it's honestly leaning more towards a 3.5. Like, I rated it 3 on Goodreads and gave it a 3.5. But I'm glad that I read it. I'm glad that I finished it. I only have 2 books left in the Brutal Birthright series, and I definitely do want to finish that series this year, preferably as early in the year as possible, because I want to like read some of like the other series that are kind of connected within this world. And I love Sophie Lark's writing. Like, she does write really good books and I do love her couples and stuff. But yeah, overall it was only okay. I would still say that the second book is by far my favourite in the series. But yeah, I'm excited to read the next one, honestly, because I love the people that are in it. Well, I actually didn't really know the male main character until the very end of this book, but I do already like him and I already love the female main character of book 4, so very excited to eventually read that one. But yeah, I'm very glad to have finished my first book of 2024 and I'm now very much so in the reading mood and so motivated to keep reading. But then this morning I was in bed and I decided to pick up another book, and the book that I decided to pick up was Hooked by Emily McIntyre. Honestly, don't know why I've decided to pick up this book. Actually, that's a lie. I do know why, and that's because I was watching Hal Jones's new vlog and she was reading this book. She didn't actually like this book, so I don't know why that made me want to pick it up, but it somehow did. And I've seen a good few other people reading this book lately and it's just calling to me, and I'm very much so a mood reader, so I was like, let's just pick it up. I'm on page 58, so I'm like a good bit of the way through, but not like too far the way through. So far I will say the writing is very addictive. Like, I don't feel like I've read nearly 60 pages. Like, it's very quick, it's very fast to read, but also it's very dark. It's way darker than I expected. It's way more graphic than I expected. Like, I know that this is like a dark romance and I don't typically tend to read dark romances, so that's probably why I'm not so used to it, because I think on the scale of dark romances it's probably very tame, but because I don't read them that often, it's not tame to me. Like, it's quite graphic. One thing I will say is that our female main character has the same name as my mother, which isn't what anybody wants in a dark romance book. Like, that's not something that somebody wants to read. So that's a struggle, and I'm just trying to block that out and just like not even concentrate on what her actual name is, because I just can't. Like, it's gonna knock it down a whole star for me. Also, if I've not mentioned, this is like a twisted Peter Pan, I don't think it's a retelling, but like a twisted Peter Pan story basically, and in the form of dark romance. And like, our love interest is Hook, but like, he's not like a pirate, he's like a gang lord or like some sort of criminal fella. I don't really know what he is, but he's something. And then she is the daughter of Peter Michaels, who is like a really rich, influential man. And Hook basically wants to like manipulate and make our female main character fall in love with him so that he can like break her heart and like destroy her, which is actually really grim, but also it's a dark romance and I'm just reading for the vibes. And right now I am kind of enjoying it. Like, I don't think it's going to be one that I'm going to be like obsessed with, but I do think it's going to be a quick enough read, so hopefully I'll be able to finish this honestly in the next couple of days, because I want to read another good bit of this evening. I'll keep you updated. But yeah, that is the book that I'm currently reading. But yeah, anyways, that is my update for right now. This was an incredibly long intro and first reading update of the vlog, but I feel like I had so much to say because I have not done a vlog in so long. Like, I've literally not done a vlog or edited a vlog or uploaded anything in like a month, and I'm actually quite excited. I'm feeling motivated, I'm feeling in the reading mood, I'm feeling excited for what the new year will bring. So yeah, that is all I have to say for right now. I'm gonna go finish my tea and read more of Hooked. Hi besties. Okay, it is Thursday right now and it is evening time, as you can see, because it is quite dark. Actually, the lighting is horrific, but we're just gonna go with it, honestly, because why not, you know, embrace it. It's currently 5:15 and I have a reading update for you, and I also have a very other exciting update for you about something that I did today that I meant to honestly vlog the whole process of, but I never end up doing that. Like, I always have it in my head to like vlog me doing something and I never remember to, and then I like have to just like tell you about it when it's done. But you know what, we'll take what we can get. But first and foremost, let's start with the reading update because I have continued more of Hooked. I'm now on page 132. So I read a good bit yesterday. I think I don't know when I last gave you an update. I didn't give you an update yesterday because I was working all day and then I came home and I was literally so tired. I just read for a while in bed and then like fell asleep at like 9:30 because obviously like I do still have like a cold and like I'm still a bit under the weather, so work like knocked me out. Like I was so tired afterwards. But I read 44 pages yesterday and then the day before I read 88 pages. Basically my update on this book is that I like it, but I don't love it. I do think I will finish it because at this point like I'm nearly halfway through. It's not that long. It's a very fast read. It is a bingeable read. The writing style is quite easy to read and quite easy to fly through, but I just don't know if I love it. And like I knew going into this book that it was a dark romance and that it was like a dark kind of like twist on Peter Pan, and like Peter Pan already is actually kind of a dark fairy tale. Like once you kind of like know the actual story of it, like it actually is a bit grim. This is like even darker obviously, and I knew that going in, but I kind of forgot that I'd actually have to read like these dark graphic details and like the absolute like disrespect that is going on. And like I don't know if I vibe with dark romance, and I know that that's kind of my own fault because I knew that this was a dark romance and I still picked it up and then I'm like not liking it because it's a dark romance. But I feel like I didn't actually understand what I was getting myself in for. This whole book just seems a little bit manipulaty and a little bit kind of like scary, and I don't know, but I'm just not vibing with that. And like I know like 2 years ago I would have ate this shit up. I was in my dark romance era. I loved everything like really dark, really twisted. Like I was in that era. I'm not in that era anymore. I am in my like soft romance era and like just like gorgeous little love stories era. Not in real life. In real life it's a bit messy, but you know what? That's fine. I'm gonna try and read a lot of it tonight, to be honest with you, because right now I'm about to clean my room, and then once I put my new reading chair in my room, which I've still not done, and I don't even know if I've showed you my new reading chair. I did show you in the previous vlog because I filmed like a clip on my birthday, but I don't know when or if you'll ever see that vlog because I don't know what footage I have for it. But once I put my new reading chair in, I will probably read in it and read this evening. But yeah, I would like to make it to maybe page like 200 and then I could finish this book tomorrow. That's the goal, and then I can pick up another book over the weekend. Now for the other update, which is so exciting, but today I got my first tattoo, which is just so exciting, and it's something that I've wanted to do since before I turned 18. Like I literally said to myself like for my 18th birthday I'm gonna get myself a tattoo, and then I just never did, and I turned 19 last week. So I've been thinking about it for a while. It honestly like is such a commitment and I was scared to commit to it, and also I was scared of the pain because my pain threshold is so low. Like I am such a weakling. Then I was like last week I was like I really want a tattoo and I don't want to be scared of it. I love how it looks, and I've had like this same design in my head for like over a year, so I'm like, you know what, fuck it, you're only young once, let's get a tattoo. So I text my friend Steph from Stephanie's Lowerland and I was like, girl, like will you come with me? And girlie came with me. I brought her with me to hold my hand. She didn't actually have to physically hold my hand, but she kept me talking. We were just chatting through it. And I had the best day, like honestly had the best day. I was quite nervous this morning. I've not even showed you the tattoo yet, I will, I swear. But I was quite nervous this morning because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how bad it would be. And I didn't want to like be a weakling. Obviously there's nothing wrong with it, but like I needed to be brave. I have this thing where I'm like, I need to do anything a man can do better. I need to do it better than them. And my friend like recently got a tattoo and it was way worse and way bigger than the one that I got, and he was fine. So I was like, I need to do better. I need to be fine. That female rage just kind of kept me going, but it honestly was not that bad. Like obviously the tattoo that I got is quite small, and I'm gonna show it to you in just 1 second, but it was quite small. It is like a fine line tattoo, so it wasn't bad at all. Like it was so bearable. It kind of just felt like a scratch. It felt like someone was like scratching me, but like it was fine. So I'm going to show you the tattoo now, but I'm literally so excited and so happy. I'll show you tomorrow again properly in the daylight, but I want to show you right now as well. Okay, like I literally just turned on my lamp. Like why didn't I do that the whole time? But I'm not going to refilm. So anyways, here is the tattoo. I got like this little this little love letter tattoo. I'm actually obsessed with it. Like, I really like it so much, and it's something that I've wanted for so long. The meanings behind it for me is obviously like it's a love letter, you know. That's not just an envelope, that's a love letter because there's a heart in the middle. And like all I'm thinking is like Lover by Taylor Swift, Love on Tour by Harry Styles. I am a lover girl to my core. Like, I just love love. So like those are kind of the meanings behind it. But like, it's not that deep. You know what I mean? And it's like, sometimes they don't actually have to be that deep. Also, in this lighting, I'm seeing how red my nose is because I do still have a very bad cold. But yeah, I have a tattoo now, which is kind of crazy. Like, I am so proud of myself for doing it, for committing. And I had so much fun, and me and Steph went for lunch afterwards and we like walked around to a few shops. So it was an all around very slay day. But yeah, that is the only updates that I have for right now. I think what I'm going to do is attempt to clean my room, put on some hype music and clean my room, and then I will read for the evening. Okay, I just put in my new chair and I'm actually obsessed. Like, look how cozy this looks. This is so cozy, and I have my book cart. I'm going to rearrange the books on this because these are not my current TBR. This is like my Halloween TBR. So I'm going to fix that. But how cute. How aesthetic. How cozy. Good morning, my angels, and happy Friday. As you can tell, I'm in my new reading chair and I'm having my first coffee on my reading chair. This is just peak coziness right now. Like, I'm in my cozy era. I'm in my booktube era. I'm in just my reigniting my love for reading and love for coziness era, basically. And I love how like my room is starting to really come together, and I'm really happy with how it is. There's a few more things that I do want to do to it. Like, I'm gonna get another bookshelf for in the corner right there, which will be another video because I will obviously make a bookshelf video if I get a new bookshelf. And there's a few things in Urban Outfitters, like decorations and stuff, that I really have my eye on. A few more like fairy lights and stuff, just to make my room like so cozy and like a nice little like safe haven, you know. Like, I just love that so much. But anyways, let's get on to a reading update. So I was reading Hooked for a while last night. Yeah, I read 2 more chapters. I'm now on page 149 of Hooked, and I think I've come to the decision that I'm going to potentially DNF or just put this book down for the minute. I'm just not vibing with it. I can't really get into it. Like, the writing style itself is quite good, and like I'm flying through it. Like, I'm already nearly halfway through and I don't feel like I've read for that long, but like also I'm just not invested. I think this book is honestly just a little bit too dark for me, and I'm not loving the toxic vibes. I'm not in my toxic romance era. Like, I'm just not. I can't even enjoy it in fiction. I'm just not with it. And also, it's really annoying me how this girl has 0 survival instincts. Like, she has nothing. She has no survival instincts at all, in the slightest, and it's actually bothering me a bit because I'm like, girl, like, come on. Like, this is like, you have to see the signs. Like, you have to see the signs. I know he's hot, but surely you can't be that oblivious. But yet she is, and that's just, it's just irking me a little bit. But also, that being said, I don't think I'm going to DNF this book. I think I'm going to potentially like just pause it for the moment, start another book that I'm very excited about that I will show you in a second. But I think also I might continue this on my Kindle because I do want to finish it. I do want to see how it ends, and it is like a really fast read and I'm already halfway through, so I feel like I might as well finish it. But I think I'm going to switch to reading it on my Kindle and like read it before bed, or like read it like whenever I'm reading Kindle books, like on my lunch break or like something like that. Like, I like to have a Kindle book on the go. Usually I'm a 1 book at a time girly, but like I feel like a Kindle book and a physical book you can read 2 at the same time, because I do actually want to finish this. And I'm not saying that I'm hating it, it's just like I want to read so badly, and this is not, it's not hooked me, pardon the pun, but it has not hooked me. So yeah, that is my update on this one. But the book that I think I'm going to start today, which I am so unbelievably excited for, like, you actually have no idea how excited I am for this book, Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. I'm so excited for this book. Like, you have no idea. Like, this is honestly one of my most anticipated releases of 2024, and like it came out like on the 4th, which it's my birthday, so slay. For those of you who do not know, this is the sequel to Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, which I read last year. Honestly, can't even remember what month I read that book in, but like that book is just permanently like in my brain because I just loved it so much. Like, I've honestly never read a fantasy book that I've flew through so quickly and like thoroughly enjoyed. Like, it was just so good. And then this is the sequel, and if you've read the first one, you know how it ended. You know the actual heartbreak that we went through in those last couple of chapters, and then we had to wait a couple of months for the sequel. And now she's here, and now I'm very excited to read it. I actually have 2 editions of this book because I ended up buying the like paperback version the day it came out because it was my birthday, and I was like, I want to read this book on my birthday. But then I ended up sleeping my whole birthday because I was so not well, so I didn't end up reading anything. And then this one I had pre-ordered that came the other day. But also I did buy Lucy a copy of this book as well, the paperback version, because she wanted her editions to match, and she bought the paperback when she was in Ireland the last time. And when I say like paperback, it's like one of the tall paperbacks, like it's like they don't do those editions in England. And I shipped it to her today, so hopefully she'll get it possibly tomorrow, possibly the day after, I don't know, but she'll get it soon, and then we can read the rest together. But honestly, I just really want to pick it up because I can't think of another book that I want to pick up in the meantime. And I want to read today because I have my new reading chair, I have my coffee, I need to read, I need the book to accompany these cozy vibes. So that is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to start this book, and I haven't decided if I'm going to annotate it or not. I do kind of want to annotate it, but also I just want to read it and enjoy it and not focus on annotating. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I won't annotate it because I will be annotating House of Flame and Shadow when it comes out on the 30th, and I feel like that is going to take up so much like time and energy, and I want to like really annotate that book and really take in that book and read it on day of release. So maybe I will not annotate this book. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that is my update for right now. I will come back to you later. Hi besties, and happy Saturday. It's currently 6:30. I've just gotten home from work and I'm about to make my dinner, but I thought that I would give you a reading update first because I actually have a very big reading update to give you, and I didn't think that I would because I didn't think that I was going to read much yesterday, and then I ended up staying up until like 1 AM reading. So let's give you the update. Let's tell you where we're at. So I basically lied to your faces because when I said that I was DNFing hooked, I totally didn't. I'm actually nearly finished it. And let me just take you through this journey. So basically yesterday I had the day off and I was like, you know what, I want to read, but I was kind of like blocked throughout the day from reading because there was things that I needed to do that I wanted to do before I sat down to read, but I didn't want to do them. So instead I just did nothing instead of reading. Does anyone else get that? It's like procrastination, but it's like, I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Also, can we appreciate the fact that you can see my tattoo? Like, I'm actually obsessed. Anyways, so I started Divine Rivals. I read the first chapter. Obviously I'm loving it, and I know that I'm gonna love this book so much, but I just didn't really want to read it yesterday because I want to read it with Lucy and she's not received her copy yet, and I don't know, I just don't want to read it. And I know she said I can read it and go on without her, but I don't want to. Like, I just can't read it without my Lucy. But then it got to like the evening time, my mom was out, and I was like, you know what, I actually want to read, but I don't want to physically read. So I was like, you know what, let's just pull out the trusty old Kindle because she has never failed me. She has never ever failed me, and whenever I'm not in a reading mood and then I get sucked into a Kindle book, I end up like reading a whole book. And honestly, that's kind of what happened. I was like, you know what, Hooked is on Kindle Unlimited, let me just read this on my Kindle. I literally am flying through this book, like I don't know what's happening, but I literally nearly read the whole thing. I made it to chapter 34, which is 71% of the way through the book, so I've literally got nothing left, and I totally would have finished it as well, except that my mom came home because she had her Christmas party last night with work, and she came home and then we were like chatting and it was already like 1:30 in the morning, and then I was like, you know what, I don't think I have another hour of reading in me. But I actually am kind of liking it a bit more. I actually don't know if I'm liking the book or if I'm just liking how fast I'm reading this book, because honestly I don't think I've ever read a book quite as quickly as I've read this one, especially on my Kindle. Like, this has honestly made me want to read the entire series. What is going on with the lighting? I don't know, but it's kind of made me want to read the whole series because I know that I can literally fly through them on my Kindle. So this might be a series that I work through in 2024 on my Kindle when I need like a fast read or like a palette cleanser book or a 24-hour readathon book or something. But yeah, a lot has happened in this book, and I will say that like the plot has gotten better. Like, there kind of was no plot at the beginning, there is a plot now. Do I like the plot? No, I think it's so icky, but at least there is one, and that's a positive thing, potentially. I don't know. Listen, I don't actually really like this book at all. I have now discovered that I'm not a dark romance girly, and which kind of honestly ruins a video idea that I was going to do in a couple of weeks where I wanted to read dark romance books for a week. I actually don't know if I want to do that anymore. I've given it a go and I don't think it's for me. That being said though, I did really like the Mindfuck series, which is dark romance, I think. Anyways, I don't know, maybe if you have any dark romance recommendations, leave them in the comments, like ones that you think that I'd like. I think what I don't like is like when this is kind of describes dark romance, but like when like the male main character has like an abusive power over our female main character, or like is kind of like taking advantage of her, like that sort of situation I really don't like. It's a trope that I just can't get behind. But anyways, that is my update on this. I made it to page 266, so I literally have like the smallest amount of this book left, and I'm definitely gonna finish it this evening. And honestly, I feel so accomplished when I finish a book and when I read a book in a couple of days. Like honestly, this is like old booktube era for me when I'm like reading through a book in like 2 days. I literally love it so much. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this book. I'm gonna cook dinner right now because, as I said, I just got home from work and I stopped into the shop on the way home and I bought tomato soup, and I'm gonna make tomato soup and like a bread roll, and I'm so excited because it is so cold outside, like borderline snow, so some hot soup is always nice. And yeah, I'm gonna read this, I'm gonna have a shower, wash my hair, self-care evening, and I will let you know if I pick up another book after this. I feel like I still will wait for Divine Rivals for Lucy, and I may pick up the next book in the series. Is that self-sabotage? Is that toxic? Maybe, but I might still do it, we'll see. But yeah, that is my update for right now, besties. I will get back to you later. Good morning, besties, and happy Monday. I want to give you a final reading update because I have finished Hooked by Emily McIntyre, and I have thoughts, not many, not coherent ones, but I have some thoughts nonetheless, and I wanted to give you those thoughts. So first and foremost, I ended up finishing this book the other night, and listen, I don't think I liked it. No, actually, I know I didn't like this book. I ended up giving it a 2.5 stars on Goodreads, and I didn't even round it to a 3. Like, I literally gave it 2 stars, but like in reality it's kind of a 2.5. The only thing that I will say that I did like about this book is how fast it was to read and how easy it was to read. Like, I genuinely read like the majority of this book in like an hour, I think. Like, I literally read like 30-40% of this book in like just over an hour, which for me makes me think that I like the book, even though like I didn't. It's just that I read it quickly, so take my review with a pinch of salt because it actually was not good at all. I think that this whole book was icky. I know it's dark romance, but like there were some really questionable things in it that I just was not a fan of, and also like the plot twist at the end is a bit gross. I didn't like it at all. Okay, I got interrupted because the postman arrived at my door, but anyways, as I was saying, yes, I just really didn't like this book. I honestly don't actually even have anything to say about it other than the fact that I just didn't like it, but it was easy to fly through. Like, if you want to give this a go, it's not one that's gonna like scar you by how bad it is. It's just one that you're gonna fly through and then read it and then be like, okay, that was a bit shit, but it's done now. Even though I say that I don't like this, like, did I download the second one onto my Kindle immediately after? Yes, I did, and that's for 2 reasons. One, of course, they were so quick and easy to fly through, and I have a Goodreads goal that I am determined to meet this year. But secondly, I did watch some like TikTok reviews on this series and stuff, and people said that this is like one of the worst ones in the series and that the second one is like the best one in the series. So I kind of want to like read the second one, give it a go, see what it's like. I definitely want to do a 24-hour readathon soon because I've not done one in ages, so I want to do one soon, and I feel like that would be a good book for a 24-hour readathon because they are so quick to read. So that's kind of the goal there. But yeah, honestly, I think that I'm going to end this vlog here because, as I said, it is Monday today and I want to start a new weekly reading vlog. I had such a fun time doing this vlog. I'm really excited to like get back into weekly reading vlogs and like get back into reading, which is really exciting. And also, like, this week I read 2 whole books. Like, I genuinely can't remember the last time that I read 2 books in a week. So I started out with reading Bloody Heart by Sophie Lark, which I gave 3.5 stars, and then I read Hooked by Emily McIntyre, which I gave 2.5 stars. Arguably not like the best books that I've ever read, but still nonetheless very happy to have read 2 books this week, and I'm excited to be like back into the swing of booktube and reading and stuff like that. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that it was a cozy, chill vlog, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. Stay amazing, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.